Hey everyone, and welcome back to MSHL Weekly, the official, unofficial, semi-official podcast of the Minor Subspace Hockey League. I'm Navi, your league coordinator, and today we're diving into one of the most intense and hard-fought playoff games we've seen in MSHL so far. I'm talking, of course, about the Game 3 semifinal showdown between Zamboni Zombies and Yard Sale. This was a best-of-3 series, with both teams having won one apiece. Everything came down to this final game, and let me tell you, it did not disappoint. Game 2 had ended in a brutal 10-0 mercy victory by the Zombies, but Yard Sale wasn't going to go down without swinging. They regrouped, refocused, and came out for Game 3 hungry to prove they belonged in the finals. The arena was absolutely packed that night. Over 55 spectators were in yellow chat, watching every move, commenting, and just losing their minds over every big play. Let's talk about how it went down. Zombies struck first in the first period, with Creature scoring off a clean pass from Scuzzy short shot. But Yard Sale answered just seconds before the end of the period. Nameless King with the goal, fed by Gold and Fate, and we were at 1-1 at the break. We jump to the third period, where Creature came back with another goal for the Zombies, assisted by Cyris and Scuzzy. Not to be outdone, of course, Yard Sale had not stepped off the accelerator the whole match, and it was Don Barbecue who tied it right back up for Yard Sale off a slick pass from Gold. It was 2-2. After that, regulation time ended, and overtime started. Now, overtime was tense. There was even a goal from Zombies that got called back due to lag. It was a hot topic in Yellow Chat that night, and I believe that someone from the Zombies team was not all too happy about that ref call. But in second overtime, Pooter finally sealed it for the Zombies with a goal assisted by Cyris and Creature, and the final score ended in 3-2. The Zombies win the series 2-1, and they move on to the MSHL Finals against the PieRats. Now let's hand out some honors that I would like to call out. For example, the first star goes to Cyris. He had 2 assists and absolute control under pressure. Second star goes to Creature, who had 2 goals, 1 assist, and pure drive. Third star goes to Nameless King. He had a clutch goal and all-around grit. And the wooden spoon goes to Mousetrix. Better luck next time, buddy. You did really well in the game, but I don't think you had much of an impact. Now let's talk about the players who impressed me beyond the scoreboard. Let's talk about the rookies. Euripedes. This guy only has 285 career ice time in Hockey Zone, right? In previous seasons combined. And yet he played like an absolute vet. He was checking, stealing, even helping drive forward momentum. Just 36 minutes played all of last season, but he's doubled that in scrims, in pub. He's earned that ice time. Now, Euripedes, if you're listening to this, I think that you're going to improve a lot in Season 10 if you continue to play MSHL. So I hope you find a team and that you continue to play MSHL and eventually migrate to RSHL. Second on my list is Fate. Normally a goalie under the alias Pan. We all know Pan, right? Great goalie. She stepped out as a spider this season and has been putting in the work. I love seeing players grow into new roles, and Fate has been doing it really, really well. Third on my list is Omega Red. He is also a spider. He had 28 steals and counting. Reliable, grounded, and one of the anchors, really, of Yard Sale's defense. Fourth on my list is Tico. Now, you may not have heard of Tico that much, and that's because he usually rides the bench, right? He comes in as a sub. Now, every time this guy gets subbed in, he does something. Either it's a key pass, or a goal, or he's just applying pressure where it counts. He's just a very decent player. Now, he's not obviously, a RSHL caliber player, but he's improving. right? Don't sleep on him. He should be in everyone's radar. That's all I'm going to say. And finally, I would like to talk about yard sales MVP in my book, Gold. His passing game, his puck control, and his decision-making kept yard sale in the fight in that game. And I believe that Gold, nothing personal, of course, but I feel like next season, you should not be in MSHL. You're just too good of a player, honestly. So enjoy your time in MSHL Season 9 in the playoffs, because they may be your last, unfortunately. All right, so now let's move on to another topic. I would like to talk a little bit about what didn't go right for yard sale this season. So they started off MSHL Season 9 with OldShiat as their captain and main goalie. A solid player, and he was key to find their early success. But mid-season, he disappeared out of nowhere, and we have not heard a single word from him. Real-life issues, maybe? And if so, we hope he's okay. But that absence really shook their team. Ansi, who had been a warbird for them, had to jump into the goalie role and take over captain duties for Shiat. Now, that's a heavy load. I honestly think that if Ansi hadn't stepped up, yard sale wouldn't even have made it this far. But if Ansi had stayed in warbird and Shiat had continued to show up, I think Ansi might have won a bunch of awards this season as warbird. He was doing really good up until that moment where Shiat disappeared. So unfortunate, very bad timing. Ansi, thank you for picking up the slack. Thank you for managing the yard sale team while Shiat got abducted by aliens. All right, now let's talk about Zamboni Zombies and how they prepared to go into that match in the semifinals. Let's give them credit. These guys didn't just show up. They were running scrims in the past few days. They've been facing teams such as Shrek Swampers, which is an RSHL team. And let's be honest, it's a little above their weight class, right? They lost both practice matches against the Shreks, but the experience overall helped. It gave them cohesion. And in Game 3, that chemistry really showed. Now the Zombies move forward to face PieRats in the MSHL Finals, a best-of-5 series for the Livewire Cup. Get hyped, because it's going to be amazing. All right, before I go, I've got 2 community updates for Season 10. We still need one more team to join the league for Season 10. Right now, Prestige is sitting empty without any players on their roster. If you're thinking of captaining a team or know someone who might be a good fit, please let me know. We need 6 or 7 active teams in total to keep things competitive. Right now, we only have 5, honestly. And so if you got the intention of creating an MSHL team, please let me know so that I can set it up for you. Second on my list of community updates, we're starting to advertise MSHL Season 10, finally, across different zones and discords and forums. This is a massive campaign that Big E, me, and a bunch of others are doing, including the MSHL ambassadors for this season. So if you see names you don't recognize that are joining the Discord, please be welcoming, be friendly, show them the ropes, get them into pubs, scrims, or 2v2s. Growth only happens if we make space for it and we're friendly. So please try to make the best you can out of these newbies coming into the zone. Show them around, right? Show them that this is a game that they might actually like. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to another episode of MSHL Weekly. I'm Navi, your LC. And until next time, stay greasy. I'll see you guys in the finals.